Cool. So, Royal Trouble is the next one we're going to do. I can start this quest by talking to Advisor Grimm in Miscellanea. To start the quest, I need to have completed Throne of Miscellanea. 40 Slayer, 40 Agility, must be able to defeat a level 150 enemy. Okay. Greetings, Your Royal Highness. How is the kingdom? Anything been happening to the kingdom recently? How is the kingdom faring? How's the kingdom faring? Your subjects are worried about the possibility of war, but they are still happy to work for you. Your current approval rating is 75%. I'm afraid your subjects have not yet collected anything. This is how your subjects are distributing their effort. Alright, so this is the mini game that I was telling you about. I believe the most profitable. Let's see. Excuse me. I believe what they want you to do, what the most profitable thing to do, is to put everyone in fishing. Anything been happening to the kingdom recently? Interesting that you should ask that, Your Royal Highness. You see, the people are worried are worried that war will break out again. King Vargas has found himself with little to do now that you are the regent. He intended at first to return to adventuring. Unfortunately, we still have not had the doors to the throne room enlarged so we can leave. So what has he been doing? He has, however, been trying to rule once more in your absence. However, he has once again quarreled with the queen of etc. The two of them have been writing letters to each other, threatening to raise armies to declare war on each other once more. I see. Your Royal Highness, I suggest you deal with this matter and reconcile the two of them again. Such a quarrel is not good for Miscellanea. Very well, I will sort it out. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. I suggest you talk to the Prince and Princess to find out more of the situation. Princess Astrid has been asking for you. She would very much like to see you once again. Alright, let's go talk to our princess. Astrid's an interesting name. I think the first time I heard the name Astrid was in Killer Instinct, I believe. Is one of the characters named Astrid in that? No, it's Orchid. Never mind. I don't know where I first heard the name Astrid. Hello. Hello, darling. Welcome back, my dear. I'm afraid I haven't managed to find a priest for our marriage yet. That's a pity. Oh, Advisor Grimm said I should talk to you and the prince about the recent events in the kingdom. I'll ask Father if he minds us discussing this in the throne room for a while. Uh-oh. Ready to go talk to Dad. Advisor Grimm told me to talk to the two of you about what's been happening. What has happened while I've been away? It's terrible, my darling. My father's been arguing with the Queen of etc. and has managed to start a war again. It's awful that your work has been undone by such an accident. What do you mean, an accident? Well, if my father had something to occupy him, he wouldn't have gotten bored and decided to argue with Queen Surgit again. Well, what would you suggest he do then? We can't have him declaring war every other time, even if it would give us a chance to show off our military might. And I could finally show him that archery isn't a cowardly skill. If only we had an army, we could prove ourselves against the Etcetarians. Astrid, I have an even better idea. Better than archery? What is it? I think we should persuade Father and Queen Sigrid to marry. What are you talking about, Brand? Think of the poetic irony of the situation. The best part is I could write their wedding hymn for them. Today is a happy day. We are getting married. Our national anthems are wonderful. Won't you sing this song? I'm not sure that's a good idea. Well, I think it'll work. I quite agree. Perhaps it's an odd idea, my darling, but since we don't have an army, we can hardly declare war. Are you sure it'll work? I trust my brother's judgment. Although his idea is going to be sometimes a little strange. What was that, Astrid? I'm just telling Darlor about your poetic accomplishments. Oh, that's all right then. Will you talk to our father and Queen Sigrid then? I'm sure you can manage to arrange it all. I'll give it a try, but they'll still be angry with each other, so I don't think it'll work. I'm sure you can manage to do it, darling. I hate cutscenes like that, because there is no flippin' way that you can read that text out loud with enough time to be comfortable. And look at this. These are all the texts that, I don't know. It takes, you really gotta sit there and read it. Your Majesty. What is it? You'll have to excuse me, I'm quite busy. What are you busy with, Your Majesty? Affairs of the state and so on. I thought I was supposed to deal with those once you appointed me regent. Well, there's not much for me to do these days, you see. And although you do make a fine regent, you cannot be here all the time. So you're still helping rule, Your Majesty? In a manner of speaking. These affairs of state you're dealing with, would those involve starting a war with Queen Sigrid of etc.? Not exactly. Well, yes, of course, Sigrid was the one who insulted me first. And that's the least of our kingdom's problems at the moment. Some of Froley's barrels are missing, as are many of Magnus's crates. Leaf also says he's had stacks of wood disappear. Since you're the regent, you should investigate what has happened to these missing resources. Sure, Your Majesty, I'll take care of it right away. I'm glad to see the kingdom is in such capable hands. All you need to do for the moment is talk to the citizens of Miscellanea and find out what has been happening. It might also be useful to interrogate the citizens of etc. to see what they know. I'm not going to interrogate them. You're angry, Delphin? There's a ladder. Excuse me, a ladder going downstairs. Where's that go? Sorry, sir. Nobody's allowed down there by the order of the king. But I'm regent. I order you to let me go down there. You're the regent? Well, I didn't vote for you. Sorry, Mr. Regent. Nobody can go into the dungeons without the king say so. Well, I'll take it that you really... what will it take to convince you that I'm really the regent? If the king came and told me, then I'd believe it. Or if he can't come himself, I suppose a royal proclamation would be fine. A royal proclamation? Does he have to shout from the battlements or something like that? No, just a signature and a statement saying you're really the regent would do. You're quoting something? Okay. Good day to you, Your Royal Highness. King Vargas tells me that things have been going missing from the kingdom. Can you tell me anything about this? You mean you hadn't heard, Your Royal Highness? Etceteran soldiers came and demanded thieves from us. You're the only person we give any of our goods to, so we refused and found out the next day that some of our goods had been stolen. Stop cutting my trees down. Good day, Your Royal Highness. King Vargas tells me that things have been going missing from the kingdom. Can you tell me anything about this? You hadn't heard about it, Your Royal Highness? Demanded thieves. It's been stolen. There's the same text. Let's go talk to Frody Fish over here. day. It's the same text for all of them. Oh, okay. You only have to talk to one of them, apparently. Your Majesty, do you have a moment? Incompetent. I'll give him incompetent. Yes, what is it? I hear from King Vargas that relations between etc. and Miscellanea are none too cordial at the moment. Of course not. That idiot Vargas has decided to take a hand in ruling Miscellanea, even though he'd handed it over to you, and now he's declaring war on etc. again. I suppose all those insults I made about his parentage can't have helped the matters. Even so, that doesn't excuse what he did to my citizens. What's happening, Your Majesty? My citizens have told me that items of theirs have been taken, and I'm sure Vargas is behind it. Since you're the one who's supposed to be ruling Miscellanea, you should sort it out. Of course, it's my duty. Good, good. If you talk to the citizens of etc., they will tell you exactly what happened. I would find out for myself, but the pressures of ruling are immense. I would never have free time. God. A perfect excuse not to rule is that it would take too much time, of course. Excuse me? What is it? Queen Sigrid tells me that things have been going missing from the kingdom. Can you tell me anything about this? You don't know about it? Miscellanean soldiers came here a few days ago saying they wanted us to pay tribute. Of course, I told them to leave. But in the morning, I found they'd stolen my quiver of arrows. They're not very valuable arrows, but I need them to do my job. Could you get them back for me? I'll see what I can do. Have you talked to the citizens yet, Darlor? I've talked to the Miscellanean citizens as well as the Etceterians. What exactly happened? The Etceterian citizens say that the Miscellanean soldiers came to their houses and demanded tribute. Just as I suspected, Vargas, you treacherous snake. And the Miscellanean citizens say that the Etceterian army marched into their fields and demanded thieves. What? Now I see his plan. Vargas isn't content with simply arguing. He wants to start a war, even if it means swindling his own citizens. Your Majesty, Etcerian army? There hasn't been one for centuries. These Miscellanean soldiers must have disguised themselves. If I may, and since Vargas shouldn't be ruling now, it's your responsibility to deal with this. The one who should sort this out is you. Me? It's one of the hazards of ruling a country, Darlor. I suppose you're right. Is that? I gotta find where the items are, alright. Let's go see King Vargas. King Scott Vargas. No, I want to chop that down. Misclick. Imagine teleporting to this island with the fairy ring. They're just being stuck there. Such a waste. Why does that exist? For flavor. Have you spoken to the citizens yet, Darlor? I've spoken with the Miscellanean citizens and also the Etceterians. What do they say? The Miscellanean citizens say that the Etceterian army marched into their fields demanding thieves. What? I see. Sigrid thinks that now I've recognized Etcetera as a sovereign nation, I'll just roll over and play dead when she tries to invade, does she? And the Etceterian citizens said that the Miscellanean soldiers came to their houses and demanded tributes. And she's even started spreading rumors amongst her own citizens. Are there no depths to which she won't sink? Your Majesty. Lying to her own people about there being Miscellanean soldiers. We don't even have an army. Which makes it all the worse, as otherwise I'd be able to invade etc. and save the citizens from Sigrid's depravity. I'm sure that would work very well, Your Majesty. That wouldn't work very well. Perhaps not, Darlor. In any case, if there are any Miscellanean soldiers, they must have come from somewhere. Ask Advisor Grimm if he knows where they might be from, or where they might have come from. He's a capable advisor, so I'm sure he'll know about any suspicious people. I'll do that, Your Majesty. Greetings, Your Royal Highness. King Vargas asked me to talk to you. He says you might know more about the missing goods. I'm not sure what you're implying, Your Highness. He said you could advise me on where to look for them? Ah, of course. Assuming that nobody presently living in Miscellanea would have taken them, it is of course likely that someone from outside took them. The sailor who brought you here from the mainland would be the first to see any suspicious visitors. I suggest you ask him about the recent arrivals to the island. Alright. I'm looking for a sailor. You found one. Can I help you? The king's advisor said I should talk to you. He said there has been some suspicious people arriving recently. Well, I don't know about any suspicious people. Advisor Grimm can be rather paranoid about these things sometimes. Oh, has anyone visited the island recently then? Nobody apart from you and those kids from Roleka. What kids from Roleka? 5 of them came here a few weeks ago. They said they were here to see relatives in the dungeons and that they were visiting from the mainland. I didn't realize the king kept people in his dungeons. And I didn't know Miscellanea had dungeons. They've not been used to keep prisoners for a long time, but since the war ended, we've had more people visiting the island. Some of them decided they wanted to stay, so we've had to find somewhere for them to live. Only the weather on Miscellanea is terrible, and nobody could build houses that would stand up to strong winds. Etc. is just the same. So you decided to live in the dungeons instead. Well, of course, they had to be enlarged first. There are still some dwarves working there, making more of the dungeons inhabitable, before they move over to work on etc. If you're looking for those kids from Roleka, you'll find them in the dungeons. Why are you surprised about this? I thought you'd become the regent. I'm still an adventurer and I can't be everywhere in Gailenor. Alright. Well, dungeons to me means I should suit up. Alright, so let's prepare for a fight. Oh, I don't actually need both of those. Cool. Excuse me. It takes 10 hit points off, but it gives you a bunch of other stuff. Huh. Okay, but the super combat potion does the same thing, just without removing hit points. What's the point of having that then? Okay. I thought the King of Vargas again. Just stand between them instead of running back and forth. Your Majesty, how do we get into the dungeons? The dungeons? Of course, how could have forgotten? I'm surprised I didn't tell you when you were appointed regent. It's okay, the sailor explained it to me. He said the only new arrivals on the island were some teenagers who came from Releka to visit their relatives. Those relatives were living in the houses in the dungeons. Ah, so you wish to look in the dungeons in case the new arrivals are to blame? I doubt that anyone with miscellaneous relatives would be at fault. However, there is something I need you to do in the dungeons. They are still being excavated, and the dwarven architects are finding new caves as they go. There have been reports of odd sightings in these new caves. Perhaps they are monsters waiting to devour unwary miscellaneans. Wherever they are, I want you to look into it. You're a member of the royal family after all, so I know I can rely on you for help. Of course, Your Majesty. The guard by the dungeon entrance may not recognize you since he was only hired recently. Here, take this scroll to show that you have access to the dungeons. You'll find the entrance by the southeast corner of the palace. Okay. Right there. Sorry, sir, nobody's allowed down there by the order of the king. But I'm the regent. I order you to let me go down there. You're the regent? Well, I didn't vote for you. Sorry, Mr. Regent. Nobody can go down there into the dungeons without the king say so. Look, the king gave me a scroll saying I have access to the dungeons. I have it right here. Let's have a look then. Here you go. All seems to be in order. All right, Your Highness, you're free to go down there. Try not to be eaten by monsters. All right. Hala, Runloff, Finn, Jari, Full Anger, Ingrid, Tjorvi, Oswald, Donald, Ruda, and Thora. Welcome to Miscellaneous First Clothing Store. We sell clothing specially made for Fremennik and dwarves. Can I help you with anything, Your Royal Highness? What's it like living down here? It's very spacious. One of the dwarves said that the caves go on for miles. I don't like these rumors I've heard about the other caves, though. What rumors? They say there might be monsters in there. You'd best talk to the dwarves who are excavating. They know about these stories. What do you want? What are you doing down in these caves? I'm waiting to work on the excavations. Though I really don't want to start digging again. Why not? I thought digging was something dwarves were good at. Not with the monsters like that one in those caves. It had huge teeth and flaming red eyes, and it was almost the size of the tunnel. If it attacks the town. Are you an adventurer by any chance? Adventurer and regent of Miscellanea? In that case, could you go deal with that monster? I don't want to have to face it again if it attacks the town. Of course, dealing with monsters is what I do best. You'll have to get into the other caves first, of course. There's a crack in the wall where the others are digging, but the rocks are loose and can fall on you if you're not careful. I can give you a mining prop to keep them from falling, if you give me a minute to find it. Okay, so all I have to do is get through that wall? No. After that, the only way to get further in is climbing up onto the high ledge, then crawling through the tunnel. The walls are slippery, and I think I might have broken the lift when I fell off it on my way back. You'll probably need to fix the lift. I doubt you'd be able to climb. And the monsters behind that tunnel? Somewhere behind it. I couldn't get very far, with the flooding in the tunnel. There's some rope and some planks near the broken lift. Those would probably come in handy. Yeah, here's the mining prop. I knew I had it somewhere. There you go. Good luck with fighting that monster. Put my wrist brace on. Okay. Squeeze through the crevice. It's not safe to go. I need to shore up the walls before I can go through. Use the mining brace in the crevice. You wedge the prop into the wall and the rocks stop falling. Alright, take beam crate. You pull out a beam. 2 beams. Pulley beam. Take 2 pulley beams. And an engine. Ah, yes, we just pick up an engine off the engine pile. Take a rope crate. Alright, extra ropes, and lift manual. Troubleshooting your Acme lift in a box. In quotes, my lift won't work. 1. Have you added pulleys? Make sure you have a long top beam with a pulley, and pulleys on the 2 cross beams. We recommend Acme pulley beams in a box. 2. Have you attached the rope? Wind one of your Acme ropes in a box through the pulleys. 3. Is the platform broken? Repair it with one of your Acme beams in a box. Have you added the engine? The Acme lift in a box does not include an engine. Have you added coal to the engine? All the compatible coal engines have a maximum load of 5 chunks of coal. Acme lift in a box, pulley beams in a box, beams in a box, and ropes in a box are all registered trademarks of Al Morrison Commercial Enterprises. Acme Limited. Is this supposed to be the lift? Should add a cross beam. I don't have a cross beam. I have regular beams. Okay, we need to go get some coal. Take an axe here. Mine some coal. How's that mining sound? Nice and ear-piercy? Better than the fuse? What happened to my pulley beams? Okay, there's a cross beam. Add a top beam. A long pulley beam, oh. A longer pulley beam. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright, you can't see the top. It's getting cut off by the, oops, not that one. Where is it? There we go. I'm trying to win. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. That counts as the roof, apparently, so it was hidden by the roof layer. Use the engine on here. Attach the rope. Okay, the rope next. Okay. Now the engine. No. Second rope. You attach the rope, wind one of your acne ropes to the box with the pulleys. Is the platform broken? Repair it with one of the beams. Okay. No. You repair the platform with the beam. Nice. Okay. It's the engine platform. And now can I ride it? Whoop! Look at that. How nice. So you're gonna explain RuneScape to you? I mean, if you have questions, I can answer them for you. You're just an adventurer questing. Okay, apparently we need that blank. Swing on rope swing. I have to make a rope swing over here. I would not trust this rock outcrop in order to swing across, to be honest. I can see the embers of a fire up ahead. Has someone else been in these caves? Search fire remnants. You find a burnt diary. Property of Armand Bronson. Read at your peril. If you steal this book, my dad will beat you up. You see how it is? Why? I offered to explain it to you. It's just another MMO, to be honest. I like this mechanic of forcing you to slow down. Your RuneScape dad could beat up my RuneScape dad. You find some diary pages in the embers. Year 3 of trials, day 20. We're doing really badly at the trials. Begarth broke his lyre for the 5th time. Hild got lost on the maze again. And Ren and Stingy were both sick all over Manny. When are we gonna finish these trials and become adults? My father keeps telling me to improve, saying I should try harder to become a proper Fremenic adult. Year 4 of trials, day 144. The trials aren't going well. I broke my arm while fighting a cow. How? And Bygarth almost fell into the furnace. Luckily, my father saved him. And Stingy from spilling molten iron all over the adults. Ascaladen's already become an adult and keeps making fun of us. He really annoys me. What's going on, Kavak? Yeah. I never really watched much Ren and Stimpy. I felt like it was dumb, and I still kind of feel like it was dumb, but I think that was kind of the point. Year 5 of trials, day 78. It's not fair. Father said that me and my friends might never pass our trials. They don't want us helping other people with their trials either. And now they say we have to leave Releka? How can they exile us? I feel like these steam vents are going to try and hurt me if I run past. Don't run over them. A plume of steam shoots up and hits you. Some steam in your shorts. Year 5, day 93. Life's not fair. We got to the island kingdoms and they said that an adventurer had recently made peace by promising to marry the daughter of the king. Why does this always happen to us? If we'd just been a little earlier, I could have married the king's daughter. Year 5 of trials, day 95. Begarth says that just because they're at peace now doesn't mean they'll always be. He said he has a plan. Year 5 of trials, day 95. Begarth's plan is great. Now all we have to do is find the right armor and peace and a place in one of the caves. Father's going to be so impressed with me. So he's been purposely falsifying all this. More diary. This guy was really bad at burning his diary. Year 5 of trials, day 98. The plans worked. The kingdoms are at war again, and no one knows we were the soldiers. All we need to do is make peace, and the council at home will be impressed that they made us adults right away. Never seen it? Like I said, I feel like it's kind of dumb, but people just do what they want to do. you know? If you like it, you like it. That's fine. Cousin's texting me. Year 5 of trials, day 99. Why did it go so wrong? We were just about to get the goods back, but there are monsters in here. I'm not gonna go anywhere near that giant snake. And I think the others agree with me. We're cold and hungry and can't go back to the town because we got drunk in the inn and they then couldn't pay. It's so bad we had to burn bits of my diary to keep warm. Someone, please help us. Stoners masquerading as a kids show to pass censorship? Well, yeah, I mean, please, how many shows are there like that today? Is that not what Rick and Morty is? No, wait, that's for big brain people, not. What do we do now? If you hadn't gotten drunk in that inn, Stingy, we'd have moved in there we'd have stayed there for longer. It wasn't just me who got drunk. You looked like you were about to puke all over the barmaid. Ren threw up. Oh god, I can't help it. I just have a weak stomach. You're no better, Hild. You said you know where we are. Now look at us. We're cold, we're hungry, and now we're lost. We wouldn't have been so cold if Arnold had more diary pages to let us use. Hey, I'd have to write down what happened. Otherwise, Father won't believe me when I tell him. If your father listened to what you say, we wouldn't be here. We'd have passed the trials and we'd be proper adults. Besides, it's not like he even looked at the rubbish diary. If only Father would come save us. If only someone would come and save us. Someone's coming. What if it's the monster again? What if it's one of the townspeople? What if my father found out what we've been doing? Hey, where am I gonna hide? Shh, just pretend you're part of the scenery or something. You're almost smart enough to make a good rock. You want me to hit you? Just act normal, Arnold, and hurry. Oh, okay. Hello there? Don't bother me. Sorry? I said don't bother me. I'm being a rock at the moment. You can't be a rock. I heard people talking to you. What'd you hear? Your name's Arnold, isn't it? I found your diary. Wait, how'd you get it? Give it back. Not until you tell me what's going on. Why should I tell you? Yeah. We're doing really well. I'm gonna show my father that we're true adults. By what, starting a war? What the? Did you read my diary? Yes, all of it. What are you even doing in these caves anyway? Everyone else was scared to come down here. I hate these cutscenes, by the way. Well, I'm the regent of Millis. You four, you think you better come out now. We're in big trouble. It's the regent of Miscellanea. That's the word I was looking for. Nice impression of a rock you did there, Arnold. So you're the adventurer we heard about, the one who's marrying the princess? Yes, that's me. And you five are the people mentioned in Arnold's diary, right? Is it really Arnold or an Armand? Have I been saying Armand? Armand, you should have burnt it all. Did you steal those goods from the Acceterans and the Miscellaneans? It was Begart's idea, not mine. He said that if we disguised ourselves as soldiers, we could convince both the king and queen that they were under attack. It almost worked, too. It would have worked if it hadn't been for that huge snake. What huge snake? We put the we put the things we'd taken somewhere safe so we can get them back when we made peace again. Everything was going well until we got back into that place, and the giant sea snake moved in. Pushing tech to the limits. Oh yeah, dude. It's made a nest out of all the boxes and barrels. I don't care about the plan. If you can get rid of that sea snake, he'll be really grateful to you. We can't even get out of these dungeons while it's in there. I agree with him. I want to go back home. It's cold here. We've got no food and we can't go back to the town. Not after we got drunk and then didn't pay our bill. So, will you get rid of that sea snake? Of course, I was going to do that anyway. Thank you so much. You've saved us from the brink of death. Could I ask for one more thing? What is it? Please don't tell my father how badly we messed up. Yeah. How's it going with you, Kevin? Sea snake hatchling. Oh, God. Level 62. All right. We're gonna have to fight the big sea snake. That's level 90. Okay. Hanging in there? Yeah, I feel that. You're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator? What's going on, Black? How you doing, man? Are these guys not aggro? No, they're not. Okay. Because I'm not high enough level to ignore them. DC's World. No, I'm actually using... Let me do this. I'm actually using a program that tries to detect my face and then cut around to my head. So if I actually do this, I can do this, and once it finishes loading, you can see it's just my apartment behind me. I got poisoned, okay, let me anti-poison up. Yeah, it's not bad. It trades some CPU usage or GPU usage depending on what mode I have it in order to... Heavy box. In order to try and do that, so... Not optimal, but I mean if I was using a green screen and chroma key, it would also be using CPU cycles as well, so... We got big bones, some coins. Is that the coins that the kid needs to pay off their bill? The snake looks familiar. It looks like those toy snakes that you those little kitty snakes that are like flaccid, you know what I mean? Hello down there, are you alright? Who's that? I'm up here above this hole. I've thrown down a rope. You sounded like you were trapped in there. I don't think I need to climb up there right now, do I? Let me go talk to the kids. No, I guess I don't need to. Snake rattle and roll, yeah. Yeah, you know, the toy snake. I'm surprised you managed to get out of there without breaking any bones. Still, I can't let you go back down there until the queen says it's safe. Alright, we are actually right where we want to be. Thinking of what? Oh, I see. I don't know what that's from. Let's go talk to the queen. Oh god, I hate... This is why I turned off the roofs in the menu, but it makes the underground stuff a little weird. Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, it's been a really long time since I watched that. Your Majesty, what is it? I found out what caused all these problems. A group of teenagers from Maleka came to etc. to prove themselves as adults. They said that they tried to start a war, which they'd then stop and be hailed as peacemakers. They were the ones who disguised themselves as soldiers. That explains what the citizens said about the armies, I suppose. But what about the items that went missing? Oh, say hello to Antana for me. Well, there was a minor problem involving the sea snake. A sea snake. But I dealt with it and got the items back. Finally, a ruler of Miscellanea who's willing to do something for his neighbors. Do you have the items with you? Yes, I have them with me. Thank you, Darlor. You've shown yourself to be an excellent diplomat and warrior. Not a combination that comes naturally to many. Fist says hello to Antana as well. My citizens would like their items back, of course. One of my guards will deal with the items for you, and you will be provided a suitable reward. Finally, I have a letter that I would like to give to Vargas. This war was a mistake, and I've made a formal apology. I'll be sure to give it to him, Your Majesty. Thank you for all your help, Darlor. To show our gratitude, the woodcutters and other workers of etc. have pledged to aid a portion of what they produce to your treasury. Now that you've finished giving back these items, please give my letter to Vargas. Cool. I guess we can bury the big bones. We'll just bury them in the carpet in her bedroom. No big deal. It'd be a little weird if they wouldn't let you. I mean, it would be not weird, but the dog will fish them out later. Just thinking how interesting it would be if they didn't let you bury bones inside. I mean, I guess when you do like gilded altars, you don't really bury them. You offer them up on the altar and it disappears, so that wouldn't be weird, but I also like how I didn't use any food or any potions except for the anti-poison potion. Here I was, prepped for war, and it was easier than desert treasure. You have to tag every cell as inside or outside? Yeah, I mean, you could probably determine that by if there's a roof above it. I mean, all these areas have roofs. I mean, we're inside, so you can't see it. But, like, that has a roof, and even if we go downstairs, it's there, the floor above. But that wouldn't work for, like, caves and stuff, I guess. How are your investigations coming, Darlor? I found the people who took the goods from your citizens. Those Etceterain soldiers? They weren't Etceterain soldiers, after all. They were teenagers from Roleka who were trying to prove themselves as adults by starting a war and then bringing about peace. Why didn't they just go through the trials as usual? Unless they're the ones the council warned me about. Apparently, some of their young'uns were impressively useless. That's them. I still can't believe they'd start a war between Miscellanea and etc. just to show that they were adults. But at least you found the missing goods. Do you have them with you? I'm afraid not, Your Majesty. There were far too many for me to carry. That's a pity. We'll have to send people down to collect them later then. I also spoke to Queen Sigrid of etc. She gave me a letter for you, which she said was a formal apology. Oh, do you have this letter with you? Of course, Your Majesty. Here you are. Let me see. You defeated the sea snake. Sigrid seems rather impressed with that. Ah, here's an even better one, Kavak. Look at floor tile types. If it's this type of floor tile, or any of the other indoor ones, that's an easy start. I mean, realistically, it's not indoors or outside, it's the floor type. So even if these huts have dirt floors, you could theoretically still bury them in the dirt, whereas you can't really bury them in planks of wood or brick. That would be my big brain move on how to do that. You defeated that sea snake. Sigrid seems rather impressed with that. And the caverns underneath her places are joined to ours, I see. She thinks we should join forces to develop them for more houses. Finally, that's not what I would have expected from Sigrid. What is it, Your Majesty? She, says that if I weren't a Yeti, she might want to know me a bit better. Since we're both warmongering fools, she thinks we'd get on well. I suppose she does have a point there. Brand's suggestion worked. I didn't even do anything. What was that? Nothing, Your Majesty. Do you want me to give a reply to Queen Sigrid? No, I'll think about it for a while. Though I'd like to tell her I'm sorry for calling her a warmongering harpy. In the meantime, Darlor, you have managed to avert a war and bring the culprits to light. The Kingdom of Miscellanea will have a reward for you. We'll have to reward you for this. I got 20,000 from the other guys. I hear the Etceterains are also grateful for your help and have pledged some of their resources. You can talk to Grimm to deal with those, just as before. You are awarded 1 quest point, 20,000 coins, 5,000 agility, slayer, and hit points experience, increased resources from Miscellanea. we didn't get two $20,000 gold rewards, unfortunately. So this brings us into managing miscellanea. Genie, give me that. Yes, please give me the lamp. I'm gonna put that lamp right into... Where's farming? There it is. Boop. Gotta get that farming experience up. Only 23 more lamps until we grow a farming level. Comcast extended their remove data cap until June 30th. Good. I know, originally May 15th, I think, was our date to start opening, but that got pushed until at least June, if not the end of June. No. They removed the data cap. Their cap, they previously did have a cap depending on your bill, like how much you paid. I don't know. I don't have Comcast, so I can't really comment on it too much. I know, as far as I know, I don't have a cap at my optimum, but who knows? Like, there could be one. Oh god, this whole Kingdom of Miscellanea thing is like really not really involved, but like there's a whole web page on how to manage it. That's going to be something for me to look at later, I think. So that completes Royal Trouble. The next one that I see is a mini quest here, the General's Shadow. Okay. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I know that some of the VODs can get a little bit long, so I do appreciate you sticking around. I'd like to ask real quick if you have a friend or someone close to you who you think would like a clip or a portion or even the whole stream, please feel free to reach out to them and share this with them. I'm always looking for more respectful people to come hang out and have some fun. If you've already done that or want to help me out some other way, feel free to check out the video description for some other ways you can help support me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.